Hey guys, it's Whitney. Welcome back to another round of Tabletop TBR, the monthly Tabletop TBR game where I roll dice and move a little character to help me decide what I'm going to be reading every month. If this is your first time watching a Tabletop TBR game, I will go ahead and link a good video with the rules for you guys and everything you need to know about the game. To be short and quick about it, it is pretty simple. For a short and sweet explanation, it's really just like a board game, any normal board game where you roll dice and you move your character piece and you land on a space. The only difference is that when you land on a space, you draw a card that has a bunch of prompts that are labeled with different colors, and whichever color you land on is the color prompt that you pick from the card. And in my version, it's sort of a dungeon crawler themed thing, so every colored space correlates to a different dungeon themed thing, which I'll go over when I tell you what spaces and colors that I landed on after my roll. So this month I'm going to be doing 5 rolls, and I decided that because I'm also going to be participating in NaNoWriMo in November, so I don't want to bog myself down with a bunch of things that I feel like I need to read that will distract me or give me distractions and reasons to procrastinate when I'm supposed to be writing 1,600 words a day. So we are going to go ahead and do that first roll, and that is 7. Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm avoiding yellows like the plague after last month's debacle with yellows. So the card is not focusing. There we go. The prompt for green is to read someone else's favorite book. The first space that I landed on was a green space, which is an ambush or a plot twist, which is an interesting way to start off this game, but also not so interesting, I guess, if you've ever started off a D&D campaign where you're like in a tavern and you're just like ambushed. So I guess it's not that far off base, really. And the prompt for this was to read someone else's favorite book. I had a time with this because I don't just know everybody's favorite book off the top of my head, and a lot of people whose favorite book I do know, I've already read it. So I kind of just went through YouTube and picked some videos by people that I already watch and wanted to see if they had anything I already had on my shelf. And I clicked on Boston Reads Books, my favorite books of all time, or something like that. And she had Beasts of Extraordinary Circumstance listed on her list. I already have that on my shelf. I'm interested in it. I don't know a whole lot about it. I know one of the taglines is finding magic in the ordinary. Orphan raised by wolves and the proud owner of a horned pig named Merlin. I mean, like, that's already pretty wild, so I'm interested to see what this is all about, but I don't want to spoil myself by reading the summary too much. For our second roll, we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a dark blue. And dark blue is to read the newest or most recently purchased book you own. The second roll landed us on a dark blue space, which is a loot or a treasure chest space, which I guess we found something in the woods when we were running away from our like ambush attack plot twist thing. Who knows, it's probably got some kind of weird cursed item in it. For all I know, it's probably been there a long time. It was probably in the woods when we ran our scared little asses away from that ambush. The prompt for that is to read the newest or the most recently purchased book that you own. I don't have my physical copy right now with me. It is just not in this room. But that book is We Were Ruthless Things. It came out fairly recently, and it's just one that I'd had on my radar since I saw the cover. And I'm bad at summaries, but the author of this book actually posted one on their Twitter, I believe it was, that I really liked. So this book is a contemporary fantasy about a boy who drowns in a sentient wood and a girl who is subsequently haunted. The next roll is 12. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's another dark green space. Or, well, there isn't a light green, so there's another green space. prompt for that is to read a sequel. The third roll landed us on another green space, so it's another ambush plot twist kind of situation. I'm not sure which is the most likely for that to be, but I would assume the people who ambushed us the first time found us. Somebody probably rolled a natural one and like blew up the forest. And they were just like, oh, look, they're over there. The prompt for this is to read a sequel, and last month I put Faithless Hawk, the sequel to The Merciful Crow, on my TBR, and I didn't end up getting to it, so I'm going to put this back on the TBR for this prompt. I really loved Merciful Crow. It had a really interesting magic system that kind of revolved around teeth. It also had sort of a caste society, so like the crows are the lowest caste in their society, and they take care of these people who get the plague and stuff like that. The fourth roll is 18. Hello, I'm in the frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's an ally space. Sorry, I'm all up in the way of the camera. So the ally space card that we have is to read a book with your favorite color on the cover. For the fourth roll, we landed on an ally space, which is always fun. The prompt we got for the ally space is to read a book with your favorite color on the cover. So, I don't know that I've ever talked about my favorite colors. I wear a lot of black and gray, so like my favorite colors are basically black and gray, but my actual favorite colors are red and green, but I have a lot of books with black covers, so I decided to go with The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane. This has one of my favorite things on it. It's got skulls and daggers and this big creepy manor looking thing. It's probably their school, but still, it looks like a manor. So this has got a lot of stuff going for it on the cover. This is about a girl who finds a box of mysterious medallions in her, is it an attic? Am I just trying to say attic because that's what we have here? I don't know. But she finds a box of medallions before she goes off to boarding school, and she starts seeing the same marks that are on the medallions at her new school. And these medallions end up leading her to the secret society at this particular school, and she wonders if it doesn't have something to do with her dad's mysterious disappearance. Let's go ahead and do our fifth and final roll. That is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yellow. For the yellow space is to read a book involving music. The fifth and final roll landed us on a yellow space, and I was avoiding yellow spaces, and yellow correlates to a strange noise. So, is this a cliffhanger? It sure seems like this might be a dungeon crawl cliffhanger, or everyone just died because the strange noise was a monster that just ate them. But that's up to you. The prompt for this was to read a book involving music. And for this, I decided to go with a book called The Chimes that I've had on my shelf for quite some time, and I have had interest in for even longer than it has been on my shelf. This book is about music. Welcome to the world of the chimes. Here, life is orchestrated by a vast musical instrument that renders people unable to form new memories. The past is a mystery. Each new day feels the same as the last, and before is blasphemy. Yes. So I am really looking forward to getting into this one. I am so glad that I finally got it on a TBR, on a small TBR at that. So this, plus the one book I don't have with me physically, is my November TBR. I feel like this is completely manageable, especially when I'm gonna have a lot of other things going on besides reading. So I feel good about this. I feel like these are also gonna be really enjoyable for me, which is what I want during a time when things might get a little stressful. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button for me. Possibly, potentially, maybe hit that subscribe button too if you enjoyed the content and want to see more of it and my face. And I will talk to you guys next time.